Hi guys, it's me Janine. Welcome back to our new channel. So my husband's over in the kitchen and we're ready to start our first cooking video. So in this one here, we're going to be going to Indianapolis, Indiana. So if you guys watched our first video, we have 3 cutting boards that are shaped like the states that we lived in. We have one from Long Island, New York. We got one from Indianapolis, Indiana, and we got another one from Florida. So this video here, we decided to do a recipe from Indianapolis, Indiana. So it is inspired by our friends that we met in when we lived in Indiana. We hung out with Michelle and Trey and Daryl and Kevin, and whenever we had gatherings at our house, they would bring food. And what they were famous for was their dip. So we're going to be making our friend Daryl's dip, and then we call it Dee's dip. That's what we call it. So we're going to be making that first, and then our next dip we're going to make was from our friend Trey. He made this awesome dip as well. So we're going to be making 2 dips today in this video pertaining to our friends that we hung out with in Indianapolis, Indiana. So I'm going to flip it over now to Jim, my husband, and he's going to be cooking the first dip, which will be Big D's dip.
Alright everybody, how you all doing today? One of the things that I always like to do, it's a bag to put into your crock pot so nothing sticks. It makes it a lot easier when you're done. You finish the dip, you just take this out, you throw it in the trash, quick wipe out, and you're done instead of having to clean it. So for the dip, we're using Velveeta Queso Blanca. I always put gloves on whenever I'm handling food. Even though I wash my hands, I like to be safe than sorry. Just open this up.
Yeah, I didn't open it ahead of time. We tried to do prepping, guys, but you know what? This is real life, real time recording, so there's no stopping in between. This is, if you be prepping in your own kitchen, this is what you be doing. And I love that one.
Basically what I want to do is just cut this thing up into small quarter pieces.
That is the best cheese ever, that brand. The queso.
It's cheap, it's redneck cheese.
It's the best. So you're going to cut it just in nice chunks there?
Yes, ma'am.
So it'll melt a lot faster, because if you put it in the crock pot too thick, then it's going to take longer to melt. So here he is putting it in, and these liners, I love those liners, just easy cleanup. So we're just cutting it into chunks and throwing it in there. Do we already have the temperature on already?
Nope, not yet, not until I'm done prepping.
Okay. So we have it plugged in already, and we're just cutting it in decent chunks. Here we go. I love this. This is our favorite. During our gatherings and stuff, we always made this dip all the time. It is like one of the best ones because you can get a lot of meals out of it too, because we can put this, after we eat it for a while, you can put it in the refrigerator and you can heat it up the next day and still have the same flavor and stuff and the thickness of it. It's awesome. Did you show them the chips too?
Not yet. Right now I'm just trying to get the cheese cut so I can keep going with the recipe.
Gotcha. And I love, the best thing he ever decided to do was the those gloves too. They're the best because it keeps everything sterilized and you don't have to worry about stopping to wash your hands too. Those are the best prepping gloves that they have. He uses that a lot for when he goes, he does his grilling too. It's the best. There we go. The last of it to chop up. Yummy, yummy, yummo. This stuff's going to smell really good when it starts heating up too.
Well, right now it's just I'm trying to focus, get this thing cut up quick, so I'm not wasting the whole time just cutting cheese over here.
Yeah, because it kind of gets boring when you just watching people just cut cheese. We almost got it, almost all cut up. There we go. Now ready for the next step. This stuff is so good. This takes us back to Indiana, where every time we make it.
Like I said, this is my best friend in Indiana, Big D. One of his famous expressions, which makes me laugh, is "Have a gay day." It's one of his famous expressions he was known for.
Yeah, and we're very grateful that we met such wonderful people, because when we first moved to Indiana, we didn't know anybody. And they were the first people that we met living there and stuff. And we moved out. We were there for what? Good two or 3 years before we started hanging out and meeting other people and stuff while we first moved there. And they were like the best friends that you can hang out with and learn so much from a new state when you first move somewhere. So we're very blessed with really good friends that showed us a lot of different areas in Indiana to go to and different things to eat. So we're taking it one step at a time with each different thing that we experienced in a different state.
Alright, so with this recipe, you take about 8 jalapeno rings and you cut them up. It's up to you how spicy you want it.
Ooh, I can smell them. Oof.
So we basically want to cut this up nice, small and tiny. Add this to the pot.
There we go. So far, so good.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not big on spice at all.
Alright, so
These jalapenos give it just a good flavor.
you got your jalapenos. Now I gotta take my gloves off because I'm done touching the jalapenos and everything.
Oh, you guys know the dogs. But look at that so far.
Okay.
So far it's looking good. Smells
Now,
good too.
Your next thing is rotelli. My wife likes mild. If you want hot, you can get hot. Either one you want. Open the can.
Oh, I love that can opener. That's like one of the best can openers that they invented. It's not like the can openers that we grew up using. Isn't that cool? It prevents you from cutting your finger too,
Excuse me.
because the blade on it is curved.
Okay. So add the whole can, fluid and all.
Yeah, no need to drain.
That
Does not look good so far, guys.
Now what
Smells
you need
good.
to do, you need to add 12 ounces of any beer of your choice. Don't be cheap with the beer. Most people say, yeah, oh, you can use cheap beer. If you use cheap beer, you get a cheap taste, which is not good. Alright, so
Look at that. It smells awesome already, and it's not
And
even heated up yet.
we changed one thing is I use fresh cracked pepper.
Yeah, because they did use what? The white pepper?
Daryl uses white pepper, I didn't. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this to high. I'm not going to stir it at all or anything yet. And what I'm going to do is cover it up. We'll let that roll, and then I'm going to rinse this off so Janine can turn around and show you the next step.
Yeah.
Which you can start explaining what the next step is going to be.
Alright, let me flip it over, guys. Alright, so the next one we're going to be doing is going to be Trey's dip. So this one, I make this one all the time when we had gatherings too. And then also, a lot of these things that we make too, we make it for ourselves when we're just hanging out as well. So he's going to grab the camcorder for me so I can get started. So first you need is a bowl. So let me move all this other stuff out of the way. Alright, so you need a decent sized bowl because how much you put in here is going to determine how much can fit inside the bowl. So we figured this is a perfect size bowl to use for the amount of cream cheese that we're going to be using for the dip. So I'm going to come over here. Now you can use the regular square blocks of cream cheese, But since we already have this in the house, because we used it for other stuff, we're going to just use the one that comes in the tub here. So it's your choice on how many you want to fill up in the bowl, depending on how many people are going to be eating it. So first things first, I'm going to be putting my gloves on, like he did. So I believe in keeping our food sanitized and germ-free, and also less mess too. So we pull out 2 pairs of these gloves. These gloves are the best because they're made for food handling anyway. So you don't have to worry about getting any different types of chemicals or anything from the gloves into your food, because these are food grade safe. That's what they're used for. So it's different than gloves that you would use for cleaning. This is stuff. These gloves are totally different. These gloves are for food prepping only. So you put this on because we're going to be handling some food here. So we're going to take some cream cheese. We're going to take some Worcestershire or Worcestershire. Everybody pronounces different. Okay. See me good? All right. And then we got some wheat thins. You're going to use this after you're done to scoop out it with. So you want to have some of that. You want to have roast beef lamb force, because normally it's the buds kind that we get, because that's what it's made with, but they didn't have any of that in the store, so this is the second best thing to use, because you don't want to use the real expensive beef. The cheap stuff
Works perfect.
Perfect. You don't need no fancy expensive ham or any type of meat like that. Just this is perfect for it. And you need scallions. So we got everything that we need. So first you want to do is get some cream cheese. And then you want to scoop it out. So pretend you have a block. If you want to use a block, it's much better, but since we didn't have a block, we're going to use this instead. So I'm looking for a
Just grab a spoon from there. And you can
grab a spoon. That's one thing I forgot to prep with, is something to get out of the container with. So you just scoop out as much cream cheese as you want to fill up, because it depends on how many people you're going to be catering to. If it's just you and your spouse, like me and my husband, we're just gonna put maybe like half of it in there, because we don't need that much for us. But if you're having a good size gathering and stuff, you want to use I would say one huge chunk of it, block. And then what you want to do is take it and smear it down so it becomes flat. So as you can see, I'm just pressing it down so it fills up the entire container with cream cheese. Get it all nice and smooth it out. And then we'll just do a little bit more, and that's it, because it's going to be me and my husband eating this after we do the video. So you just take that, and then you want to take some scallions, which I already rinsed the scallions off because I wrap them up in a wet paper towel, so it helps keep them from getting dried out and discolored and stuff. So here's our cutting board. So we're going to take some scallions, which I already rinsed these off already. So we're going to take a few scallions out.
Okay, one tip. With your scallions, you want to cut off the top part. It's right about there.
Yeah. There you go.
Discard that, and then cut all the way down to about here. And
we want to cut these ends off here too.
No, you don't. You want to go above.
That part you do.
You want to go right about here, because we want to keep these to regrow them. So cut them right
Oh
back
yeah,
there.
I forgot about the regrowing part. That's right. Normally,
No. Cut right here low.
I'm thinking back in the day before we started doing that. So he did remind me about the new thing, which one we're going to show you guys, that I completely forgot about, that new technique that we just started doing. So
Yeah.
So what you want to do is take your scallions and you want to put them into a cup of water. So just take regular bottled water, you fill the cup up with water, and you put the scallions in with the roots facing down into the water.
Okay, so let's start dicing this up.
Okay, so the reason why we did that is because the scallions are going to be growing, and when they grow, you can cut them and keep reusing them. So you'll keep replenishing that same scallion over and over again, so you don't have to go out and buy brand new scallions. So now we're going to take the rest of this, and you're going to cut it in tiny little pieces. depending on your preference, if you like skinny scallions or if you want big chunks of onion in your food, it is totally up to you on how small or big you want to cut them. So we're just going to cut these real quick, and we're going to add these to our cream cheese. So I'm going to cut these just different little sizes. It gives a little flavor, and you can judge on how many pieces you want to put in there. 1, 2, 3, depending on your taste palette on how much you can handle onions. You get the one out of there. Alright, so that's good right there. So we're going to take it and we're going to slide it into our cream cheese. And we're a little messy cooks there. There. Now we're going to take our beef. Camera up. Say thank you. Here you go. Here's the beef. And we're going to take out a little bit, depending on, again, how much you want.
You want to grab about 6 to 7 slices.
Yeah, that's about good so far. 'Cause we haven't not made this in, like, geez, it's been years since we made this, but we haven't had much gatherings, so we haven't really made it much. But whenever you want to have movie night or you have gathering over with people and stuff, because we used to make this all the time after our friends would always bring it to our house all the time, and they told us what was in it and how to make it. Then we started making it too when they came over and stuff, and it would be a nice thing before you would go and have like a dinner or something, or if you would have pizza or something like that. This is something that your guests can eat to help fill them, to help tide them over until the regular dinner comes or something, because it's light. It's something that's refreshing and simple to make and doesn't have a whole lot of ingredients. It's not heavy tasting. So I just cut that up in little pieces. That's good enough right there. Alright, so it's good. Now, last thing you're going to add is Worcestershire. Now, you don't have to worry about measuring, just eyeball it. Like about that much is good, because you don't want to overpower it and just taste Worcestershire the whole time. So we don't need the spoon anymore in here. So let's cover that up. I take this whole mixture now and then just mix it together. Now it's going to take some time, and it's a little bit of muscle work because the cream cheese depends. If you let the cream cheese sit out and get to room temperature, it'll be a lot more creamier to work with. But as you can see, I'm just mixing everything together and blending it all. And as you're doing this, so before your guests come, you can get, of course, the first thing that Jim made, which is in the crock pot, and that's just heating up. And while that's heating up, you can make this, and then when you get it all mixed up, you flatten it out, you put a lid on it, foil, or the lid that it came with the bowl, and then you stick it in the refrigerator so it can get a nice chill on it. So let me flatten this out real quick. So we flatten it out so it looks presentable. As I am not the world's best cook here, I always go for the simple stuff, and this is nice and simple for me. So after you smear it all, then, let's see, put the lid on it. Where's my lid? I don't know, I did something, there's the lid. Let's take the lid, put it in the refrigerator.
Don't touch it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Put up, okay guys. So now, after I have it in the fridge, and it has a good chill on it, and then you take it out, and then you use your wheat crackers. These are the best crackers ever to use on it. And then because it has a perfect flavor combination together with the cream cheese, the scallions, and the Worcestershire and everything, and with the wheat thins, it's a perfect combination. These are the big ones, which it's cost more money to get the smaller ones, but they didn't have any more, so I had to get the big size wheat thins instead. But still, it doesn't matter. You could really probably use anything you want. And then we can get this off, throw this in the trash. See, very easy, don't have to wash my hands, easy cleanup. And then with this, you want to keep monitoring this and start stirring it till it starts getting thick. Then when it starts thickening up, you can take the lid off of it and then just let it get to a nice, you start seeing it bubbling, and just keep stirring it and stirring it. And then after that, we have chips that you can use, or any type of chips, but we like these because it can really scoop up and you can get a nice big scoop of it. So these two appetizers are great for game day, or for card night,
or for what we're going to show you guys later on in a later video.
Yes.
Because most of this stuff is cooking, instead of dragging out a video or pausing it and coming back an hour later. I'm going to let this stuff cook, let that cool down, and then basically we'll come back, we'll show you what it looks like completed, and then I'm going to discuss a few of these things over here. And basically got this game system working. That's all the systems are working right now. I'm waiting for the mailman with my more stuff, which I want to show you that also. But now that you see, we got our hors d'oeuvres, and again, just to show you guys, Big D, right here, Indianapolis, Indiana. Trey Dog, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yeah,
that's where we got them from.
They're the ones that inspired us to make these appetizers, dips, and they're outstanding. And I cannot wait till the next video where we show you guys the next state we're going to be going to on our video on what will inspire us to make our next meal. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This is our very first cooking video, so if it's a little rough, we apologize now, but this is our very first video on cooking. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy the dip. If you guys end up making it, trust me guys, you're gonna love it. It is quick, easy, simple. As you guys can see, not a lot of ingredients. Very simple because I am not a very good cook at all. So if I can make this and it tastes that good, you guys can too. So thank you for watching, and please look forward to our next video.
Which will be here shortly.
Yes, very shortly. Alright guys, take care, and thank you for watching.
Thank you guys, bye.